Gary Gensler. Phone home. We're going to go over Gary Gensler and his attack. He's looking for winners and losers. He doesn't care about anything else because he's got a higher calling and he's not the one making decisions. He's the one that the strings are being pulled on. We're going to go over several different articles of what is happening over there at the SEC, what they're doing with Binance, Binance's stablecoin, what's actually happening with the other stablecoins out there because of it. Also going to go over NFTs and how they had an explosive January, causing ETH gas prices to go right through the roof. Not good at all because ETH isn't the actual chain we want to actually mint NFTs on. We're finding that out. Many people are finding that out really fast. That's next on OG Crypto and NFTs. Welcome everyone. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the best news in digital assets as well as non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Now, I'm wearing the red today. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Hope you're out there. Get with the someone that you like the most, maybe love. Either way, get them something. Spend a few minutes with them. Tell them you love them. Tell them you like them. Whatever. But enjoy your day. Don't feel the pressure. Before we jump into it, hit that red subscribe button. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to keep it the red theme today. All right, let's jump into it. Binance USD. We talked about this yesterday. The Binance coin BUSD. The Wells notice is a big deal for all crypto. So the Wells notice is what the SEC sends out. And that notice says it's the intent to either sue the person who receives the Wells notice or at least have a conversation about a settlement. And that's kind of the threatening letter that you get in the mail, when you're behind on your credit card payment, right? Or you're behind on your mortgage payment. That's what this is. And so Paxos received it. Now, why did they go after Binance and the Paxos? Well, number one, they're here in the United States, but really, that's the easy, low-hanging fruit. You stop Binance, so that could be the target here, because little old Gary, who met multiple times with FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, and that was his ticket to ride. Well, that ticket got punched, and now he got punched in the nose because everyone's on him. So he goes after who actually gave him up, and Binance is one of the companies. CZ gave him up, saying that he was doing something dirty, put Sam in a bad situation. And so Gary, in his infinite wisdom, has three choices. If he really feels that stablecoins are an issue, well, why didn't he just go after Circle? Oh, that's right. All his buddies and friends are at Circle, and this is being given out through Circle. Why not go after Tether? Nobody ever thinks that Tether has the money to back up the $69 billion they have out there. What you did, Gary, is you made winners and losers. And the loser's always going to be the American investor, because now you push all these American investors out of Binance, who is the number one exchange, who seems to be the most stable, and you pushed them where? Into Tether? Into Tether, who everyone considers a fraud. Okay? It's a stable coin that no one considers that has the money even close to backing it up. In fact, a lot of people even talk about Tether we're part of the pump of the current market, is because they don't have to prove that the money came in for the stable coin. So if they want to make $10 billion in stable coins and Tether, what do they have to do? They have to have transparency. Nope, they don't have to have transparency. Where's Tether located? In the Bahamas. Oh, they were right there in the same building as FTX. Well, what do you think one fraud is going to do to the next fraud, right? The frauders hang out with frauders. Boy, that could be like a hashtag, right?
Frauders and frauders.
Frauders and frauders. So you're not helping out, the American public, because Tether could, any time with no transparency, could lose its peg, right? We don't care about that. Now, we know that, the winner that he really wants to happen, to me, is USDC, which is Circle. And Circle's the one that actually, quote unquote, came out in the Wall Street Journal yesterday and said they told on Paxos, which is the maker of Binance BUSD, I think what's really happening here, a couple of things. One is, Gary's all known for, taking care of his boys at, JP Morgan or Morgan Stanley. And because these big banks are getting hemorrhaging dollars, money's being outflowed out of these banks and going into better risk assets, then there's a liquidity crisis sitting in here. So one way to do it is, number one, stop staking. He did that with Kraken. Kraken wussed out and paid the fine. And now he's going after stable coins who are paying 2 or 3 or 4%, right, on their money. Why? Because he wants you to keep their money in the bank that pays less than 1%. He wants you to keep the money there so he can keep liquidity in those banks. If there is no liquidity, we're going to see things like happened a couple weeks ago with Bank of America. Oh, well, your balance went to zero. Or what we've heard from the FDIC, bail-ins, meaning they're going to take the American public's money and they're going to utilize it for to be a patriot, right? That's what they've already talked about. It happened in December. Go to the FDIC website, see the video. It's going to shock you. All right. So again, who's the winners and losers? Tether. So Tether market cap back up to 69 billion amongst Binance Fund. Well, yeah, he's pushing up. What did Gary do? Why don't you have the balls, Gary, to go after all stable coins? Why are you going after Binance? You have Curve is sitting right there, that in the Bahamas is a big fraud sitting over there with Tether. So why don't you ban Tether and from all the U.S. exchanges, and then say that no U.S. citizen can actually get on Tether or have Tether or actually acquire it in other exchanges? Why don't you do that, Gary? Instead, you don't. You pick winners and losers, and you've done this over and over because the guys above you, the ones that are pulling your strings, the puppet masters, got little Gary in his little puppet outfit with little strings attached to it. That's what's happening. So that's what we keep seeing. So now let's go look at what's happening next. Former SEC chief counsel says the agency needs to make clear its crypto compliance rules. Guys, we continue to hear it inside the SEC saying this. We continue to hear people that were working at the SEC saying this. This is Gary's last stand. Get the red team in there because the blue team kissed his ass. Get the red team in there and evict Gary Gensler. He does nothing for it. The rumor going around is that there's 40 million Americans who have crypto, who have some type of crypto experience. And the more that Gary Gensler's in here for the blue team, hurting it, they're going to hurt their future election. And that's what's happening right now. That's what the word is getting spread out. But Gary doesn't care because he's already gotten paid off by Vanguard. Go look at Gary Gensler's. Let's go see what Gary Gensler's Vanguard account has looked like for the past 5 years. You want to vomit? It's just like Nancy Pelosi's. It went from less than $1 million to $100 million? Come on, guys. Who got paid what? Let's do an investigation on Nancy Pelosi. Let's do an investigation on Gary Gensler. This is what's being happening out there. You have innovation being stifled in America because everybody's getting paid off. That's why. Your elected official, red team, blue team, green team, yellow team, I don't fucking care what team, they're getting paid off. Let's have some real people in here. Instead of being on any team, be on Team USA. All right. Let's jump into the NFT world, non-fungible tokens. Welcome, producer Emi. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I see you did the whole Valentine's Day.
I love Valentine's.
Do you? Got the whole big Nike. Look at that Nike bow, Nike pink bow. Oh my God. Well, we're going to get into NFTs here. We saw Ethereum NFTs rose 43% in January. Makes me sick to my stomach because in these articles, they just talk about the growth of NFTs on Ethereum. But in reality, there's bigger growths on other blockchains, such as Cardano. But so I don't hear too much about Solana, but I mean, if you look Tezos,
Tezos has been doing a lot.
Right, it's been doing a lot. So they've been really taking off. VV's been doing well as well. And then you're seeing blockchains come up everywhere from Algorand or Algo, Hedera, HBAR, Casper. And we're looking at, XRP the XRP ledger. They just said that they just did 850 in the last 3 months. 850,000 NFTs were minted on the XRPL. So everyone's getting an getting these things. You just don't want to pay the stupid gas on Ethereum. Ethereum is inefficient. I'm gonna go on my soapbox again.
Oh.
Ethereum 2.0 was Ethereum bullshit. What did Ethereum do for 2.0?
What did it do?
Well, it didn't change gas fees. Didn't change gas fees. Didn't change time. Okay, the time that it takes to mint. It didn't do any of that. It was literally Ethereum 1.5. Went from Ethereum proof of work, which was horrible for the environment, to proof of stake, which now their gas fees are terribly high.
Yeah. I'm just glad NFTs are selling more. How about let's focus on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, let's go to your favorite.
Yeah, I like this story.
Here.
This is a cool story. Can you read the headline for them, please?
LACMA Art Museum acquires NFT collection with CryptoPunk and art blocks.
Okay, Troy, so it's called LACMA.
I lack the ma.
Yeah.
in this area.
You lack the ma in this area for sure. So LACMA is a very, very, very famous modern art museum it's contemporary modern art. That's what.
I thought it was LA City modern art.
Los Angeles Contemporary Modern Art Museum, LACMA.
I saw this on a Modern Family episode. They all went there.
Did they? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you should go there, honestly. It's really cool. You guys should go. It's a very fun thing to do. They have a lot of really... Because it's modern and contemporary art, it's not just old portraits. It's like weird, random installations and interactive, and it's really cool. I actually saw... you can also see old shit, too. I saw a really interesting samurai exhibit there.
Oh, wow.
A lot of, garb from the time. But anyways, so LACMA, I think it makes sense that specifically a contemporary and modern art museum would get into having an NFT collection that they are holding and showing people. And that's exactly what they're doing. Some donor decided to give them a CryptoPunk as well as some one art block's design. And then there's also a couple other pieces here that I am not familiar with, but they're very cool. I think this really fits right in with LACMA. I hope they have them up on display somewhere. I'm sure they're gonna buy some of those screen display things. And to be honest with you, I'd be down to go and actually physically.
Oh wow,
really cool.
Well, we're gonna see. I mean, does LACMA actually purchase anything, or are they just a donation only?
I think they're donation only.
They're feature only.
Yeah, I think it's like that. I don't think they actually purchase stuff because a lot of it's rotating exhibits. So I think it's they just put it on. Oh, County Museum of Art. I thought it was the Contemporary Modern Art Museum. But there's a lot of museums in LA, so maybe I'm getting them confused.
No problem. Listen, it's really cool. We're seeing the integration into your traditional art, right? Integrating it in NFTs.
Yes. So thank you for bringing me back to my point, because I'm just blabbing about LACMA. So I think this is going to legitimize and bring a lot more of a positive spotlight on NFTs and them just being art, not necessarily being good or bad or whatever. It's just art. So I feel like having that is a really, it's going to move the whole industry forward in a way, in my eyes. I like this. This is very cool.
I like it too. Actually, I like to see this integration. I mean, I think that the majority of art now is going to NFTs. It doesn't make any sense to actually have one piece of art and then slap it up and put it for sale in an art gallery. I think because you don't have the adoption in an art gallery, you have specific, let's say, art collectors there. Now I can actually, mint an NFT, make it a one of one, and then I can have the world look at it, right? I can have everyone over the world. You have, Beeple is probably one of the more popular ones that has one-on-ones. He wouldn't have been adopted, or you wouldn't see him as much, or you probably wouldn't even heard of him if he simply put that on display at an art museum, or he was featured.
Isn't he doing his own NFT art museum or something like that? Didn't he buy a big space? We reported on it, but I forget exactly what the story was.
His stuff is contemporary, and his stuff sells for millions of dollars.
Yeah. It's interesting to go from just making art to being an artist where stuff sells for that kind of money.
And this is pre-AI art.
Oh yeah.
We haven't even gotten to AI art yet.
Mhm.
And that's going to blow people's minds as it continues to develop.
I think the AI art is going to open a big window specifically for the museum and experience type spaces, because they already have stuff like the Frida Kahlo experience, they have the Van Gogh experience, they have the Monet experience. I've been to the Van Gogh one, and I could see that like type of experience along with the AI generated art NFT collections being absolutely insane.
Yeah. Yes, and then some of these artists are just like coming up and coming. I mean, they're like they're here. I mean, and this really gives people more of a space to show their art. I just saw today, a piece of, it was a pencil art, and I was like, holy crap, that was like just absolutely gorgeous. Selling for $150.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, how did you put that together? And they're just minting. It's a 101, right? So you see this on crypto Twitter. There's all these artists that are just popping up everywhere that you would never see, and virtually no one's around here, right?
Yeah.
They're all from different countries, and you're seeing all different things that this little space has gone from a little space to a space, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to go from like kind of a niche thing to a global marketplace.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see, and I hope other museums continue going in this direction and understanding that NFTs are here to stay, and kind of just, it's like if you can't beat them.
Right. Or adopt them. I mean,
or adopt them.
And that's what you got to do, is adopt it, because this is all going to be the future of art, I think. I mean, as much as you can, you have the traditional art pieces, it's just that these now can be movable. They're so much easier. I don't have to break down a display. I don't do any of this. It's like, boom, there you go.
Well, yeah, and if something crazy happens and your house catches on fire, you still have your asset.
No one can throw chicken soup or
no
whatever
one can
shit
glue their
on
hand to it.
So, all right, guys. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. Happy Valentine's Day. You guys take care, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.